friends, to do this layout, I use narrow synthetic art paper in a 12 by 12 size, which is exactly the same type of paper that came in the kit. It's just a bigger size, and I prefer to work on a 12 by 12 size. I'm only using the brown in this layout, and I start by squirting it all over the paper. And then I am taking my Tim Holtz blower, and I am blowing air on the alcohol inks to spread them out around the page. So if you don't have a blower, what you can do is you can get the same effect with a straw. Just blow air through a straw right on top of the alcohol inks, and it's going to spray it out exactly the same way. I then have a blending solution that kind of dilutes the alcohol ink to give it that kind of stained glass effect. If you don't have the blending solution, you can use rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol. I chose not to use my rubbing alcohol because it's still in short supply here where I live in Connecticut, and I didn't want to use it on this project because I wanted to save it for sanitary reasons if I need it during the pandemic. So what you can see here is I'm using the blower tool in order to move around uh, the blending alcohol, or the rubbing alcohol essentially, that is reacting with the alcohol ink. If you see I'm using the blower, I use it in different directions. So basically the way you spray or blow the air is going to spread the ink out. So you can do it to the left, to the right, to the top, to the bottom, and it's going to get the ink splattered all over the page. Another thing to note that I'm using here is a 12 by 12 Iris USA paper case that's going to contain the messy alcohol ink, so my craft desk doesn't get all messed up.
Okay, so to complete this project, I actually had a very, very different idea in mind, a different picture. I was actually going to use this picture of Dennis on this, but once I saw how the color of this alcohol ink came out, it really reminded me of my mom. My mom's favorite color is red, so this is not a red, it's more like a cinnamon or a maroon kind of, but it really reminded me of my mom because she's an artist, and she's a mixed media collage artist, abstract artist is probably the best way to describe her. I will link her Instagram page so you can go ahead and see her work, but the look of this just really, really reminded me of my mother. So this is a picture of me with my mom when I was probably like 1 or 2 years old, around that time. And I just thought that this was absolutely perfect to go with the colors of this layout. So I am going to scrap it with this picture because I could just leave it like this and probably just make it a day, but I really, I like to add embellishments. That's just who I am. So I'm going to be using the stamps, the Studio 40 stamps from the Travelogue kit. So this kit has papers from a French designer, Les Ateliers de Karine. And if you guys don't know, I am a Francophile. I actually studied French in school. I don't speak it as well as I used to, but I do love anything French. So anyway, Les Ateliers de Karine, it means the store of Karen, or the shop of Karen, roughly. But anyway, I'm going to use the stamps from this set called, where it says La Belle Vie, which means the good life, and special moments. I'm also going to use the gold leaf stickers from the Simpler Life, or a Simpler Life kit. They're Jen Hadenfeld stickers from Pebbles and American Crafts. I'm going to use those. So my plan is to just kind of make some stamped words right here. I'm going to be using Stays On ink, which is the best ink for stamping on non-porous surfaces, or really any kind of surface. So since this is a special Yupo, or it's kind of like a plastic paper, that's special for alcohol inks. Stays on is good to use. And then I am just going to drag the leaves down, kind of falling down the page. So that's what I'm going to do. So just right now I'm trying to decide if I want to make it kind of off or centered. I haven't fully decided that yet. Also, I'm going to be popping up the picture with pop dots, just because pop dots give some dimension, and that's the way I roll. Alright, so let's play my music and speed up this video, and then come back and I'll explain what I did. Okay friends, I just want you to know, you really don't need this many pop dots. I just started pop dotting away, putting too many on, and I just realized that I put way too many on. You really don't need this many. You probably need about 5 or 6, maybe like 2 to 3 on each side. Okay? So don't follow this and put this many pop dots on it. It's a waste. Okay friends, so I use baby wipes to wipe my stamps off. The StazOn doesn't come, it might stain your stamps, it doesn't come up, but when you restamp it, even if you restamp it with another color, after you've wiped them down with baby wipes, the StazOn's not going to stay on. I do have a special, remover or stamp cleaner specifically for StazOn, but I really don't use it much. I usually mostly stamp in black ink. I do have colored ink that I don't really use as much, but I'm pretty much a black ink stamper, so it doesn't really matter to me if it gets stained. But you can, so if I'm really saturated, or if it's a big stamp that maybe is like a block, sort of like a background stamp, I might use that special StazOn cleaner if I use StazOn. But for the most part, baby wipes work for me. Okay friends, another tip I want to tell you that I've learned being in the scrapbooking community and industry through the years. I don't really ever pay attention to it, but there are stamps when they're brand new, especially the acrylic stamps, the clear acrylic stamps. Sometimes they don't stamp very well when they're not first primed. So you need to stamp with them a couple of times first in order to get the ink on, or sometimes they'll recommend doing, the industry leaders or the stamp leaders will recommend using some sort of like Versamark or a clear color to kind of stamp on in order to prime your stamp. I usually don't follow that and do that because I really kind of like the rough quality of the stamp. So if it comes out new and it's not really inked very well because it's a brand new stamp, I kind of like the roughness of it. So that's just my preference, but that's just something to know with new stamps. So okie dokie, friends. Alright, so that's it for this layout. It's very super simple, not much to it. A little bit of a title here. I'm going to sign and date it now because this is a work of art, so I'm just, I usually pick a place that needs a little boost. And that's it. So there you go. Thank you for watching. Okay friends, I know I said I'm done, but I decided I wanted to add a few more things. First of all, I wanted to add a few leaves over here outside of the general area, just kind of spilling down, just to kind of tie that in. Also, I decided that I wanted to put on the picture itself information about the picture, because if someone is getting this someday and they're wondering who it is, I want to be able to know that. Actually, but now I'm thinking about it now, I don't know if I want to put in the picture, but you know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do, because my concern is that someone like my niece might get it, and whoever's going to inherit my scrapbooks, hopefully they'll keep them forever and ever, but I can't be too realistic about that. We'll want to know who this is. So I think what I'm going to do is on the back, I'm going to put Mom and me, circa 1981. Little smiley face. Alright, so that's what I just add that to the back. I used a Micron archival ink photosensitive pen on the back. So anyway, that's what I did, just to kind of finish the layout. Alright, so now I am officially done, and thank you for watching this with me.